Hey there, David Teal back in the shop with another trick. This is something that we've all dealt with at one time or another probably. You've got two pieces of wood that have miters cut on them, a 45s, because you want to make a nice corner like this. Now, MDF isn't usually the first choice for fine furniture, but it works well for our example today. So you've got your two pieces. The trick is, how do you hold them together to glue them? Now, you can try and put clamps across this. It doesn't work very well. If you start to put a clamp on this way, it pushes this piece back and vice versa. You're going to see sliding there. Now, you can cut biscuits into this edge and put them into place and then line them up that way, and again, use clamps. Works too. You run the risk of having some show through from that biscuit cut into the edge. You don't want to do that either. There's a real simple way, and it's one of those things that you've probably seen, or maybe you haven't, but if you haven't seen it, you're going to go duh and say, why didn't I think of this before? And before you ask, the strength that's involved in this, it actually works fine. So let me show you what we're doing. We're going to lay these two pieces down and put glue on them. Well, almost. Just because I like my bench and it's just a good idea anyways. I always like to pull in a piece of wax paper to put underneath there, so if I get glue on the bench, I get to pull it up. Now, naturally we would put glue on it this way, that's what we want to see, but first we're going to add some hinges to it. How about that? Turn it this way so that we have the 2 points facing each other, right here. And now we're going to take some simple blue painter's tape. This works great because it releases, that's the nice piece of it. Give yourself a piece of tape that's long enough, get them tight against each other, go across the board. I'm going to put one there. You probably need 3 just to make sure that it's comfortable because we're going to put one more down the middle. So put one there, and again, check to make sure they're kind of tight, get that close. All right, then one more piece across the joint. Isn't it fun when you can't find the tail? There we go. And again, it doesn't have to go all the way across the board, and don't just stick it on. Get it started and then check your fit because you want to get it as tight as you can. You want that miter to look pretty darn good. Now these 3 theoretically could work, but we're going to add a 4th piece. Go all the way down the length. And we're going to find the center there. Put that on and put that down this way. Now don't put the tape away because we're going to use it again in a second. Now carefully flip the piece over and you've got your joint ready to go. Now we bring in the glue and add a little onto the piece, and with MDF again you want to make sure that you're putting a lot of glue on here because MDF tends to suck up the glue. And even though it may not be MDF exterior that you're using, you may be having an MDF core on your piece, even though it's got veneered outsides if you're not using a plywood core. So go ahead and make sure that you get plenty of glue on there. Make sure that it hits on all the spots. Now, the nice thing about that tape running down the edge too is it kind of keeps the glue from squeezing out the front edge, which also helps. So that wax paper is helpful, but it actually will keep it pretty clean anyways. There we go. Now, all we have to do is fold. So we go like this, pull the pieces together, and you'll see that you can get it squeezed out that way. Now what we want to do is take some more tape, and we're going to put one down the middle again, like so. We're going to make sure that we're pulling tight. Rocking it up, squeeze a little bit, and use that tape as a clamp. We're going to do that in 2 more places, and then you've essentially got your piece ready to go, and you won't have to worry about much squeeze out at all, and your joint will be nice and tight without clamps slipping, moving, and we're in a good place. And look at that, just a little bit of glue. That's all right. So there's our tape hinge clamp, and I think you'll use it over and over and over. So that's our trick for today.